We got some patch news to get into today, boys. 12.0.7, more stuff dropping. Amazing looking weapon transmogs. Honestly, some of the coolest ones I've seen in quite a while. And how to get them. But those just hit the PTR. Also, Blizzard addressing some issues that the players have been having and that I personally vented about just the other day. So let's get into it. Here we go. Oh, watching the news? No, you're watching me talk about something real important here. I'm a man of the people. People know me by that term. How do I hold the energy that I do every day to help the people out? It's G Fuel, guys. Right now I'm drinking Gohan's Blackberry Tea. Fantastic flavors, good stuff, zero sugar, full of energy, a good way to game and to play at your highest level the way I do every day. You can use code Samiccus at checkout to get your favorite G Fuel up to 30% off. Try it now. Blizzard repairs, boys. We already know those repair bills are extremely high, even though my chat fought me tooth and nail over this when I was saying it just the other day, that repair bills seem to be higher than ever. It's true. It's true, and Blizzard's addressing it. So here we go. Blizzard, for the first time ever in the history of World of Warcraft, is changing how repairs work. That's right. No more secret repair, or I should say durability issues brought on from fights. That's right. So what's the change here? Well, nothing is changing when it comes to death, okay? Death still brings about, repair that needs to happen to all your gear. It brings damage to all of your durability. The thing that's happening here is they are removing essentially what is known as the block tax. It's called the block tax because warriors often have to deal with this personally. But weapons will no longer receive durability damage. We're talking about weapons and shields due to just typical fight mechanics and fighting and, using the weapon itself on whatever you're hitting it with. So losing durability, as I said before, is a pretty straightforward concept. Durability loss on normal combat is something that isn't as well understood by most players. So let's understand how this exactly works. Being in combat will cause random pieces of armor to lose durability over time, regardless of whether damage is dealt or taken. This is a fairly slow decay, averaging about 1 point of durability per minute or less. That's actually faster than I thought it was. I didn't know it was that. I feel like it was 1 point per, 30 minutes or something. 1 point per minute is kind of a lot. But anyways, dealing damage or casting spells has a very small chance of reducing weapon durability by a point. Taking damage has a very small chance of reducing durability of a random piece of armor by 1 point, which is why, tanking in general, obviously you're taking the brunt of damage almost all the time, which means that, typically your repair bills are higher as a tank. That's just something you have to deal with. There's also blocking, which has a very low chance of reducing shield durability damage by 1 point for most classes. The chance of blocking isn't particularly high, but it adds a very quickly on protection warriors who block nearly every attack with their shield. This also counts as taking damage, doubling up durability loss. The chance of wear and tear occurring has been estimated to be around 3%, though it's very difficult to know the exact number. Suffice to say, simply participating in combat still racks up your bills. Well, here it is, boys. This is the big change Blizzard made, and again, this is a system that has existed since vanilla WoW. Okay, what's up, Neon? Since vanilla WoW, this system has been in place, and this is the first time ever that really Blizzard's addressing it and changing it. Much remains to be the same in 12.0.7, but a very important caveat, weapons and shields will no longer degrade for use in combat. The only actual character deaths or accepting a spirit resurrection will cause them to take durability damage. So you'll still have to repair your weapons and your shields, but the damage won't be coming necessarily from using them. It'll come from deaths. In about 20 minutes of auto-attacking a target dummy, our character on a live server has taken about 12 points of durability damage across various pieces of armor sets, and another 10 on their weapon, totaling 73. In the same amount of time, the character on the PTR only took 15 points of durability damage on their armor set, while their weapon remains at 100%, amounting to 37 gold of repairs on the PTR. On the regular servers, that was 73. So that's like, what, I gotta do some quick, it's like a third-ish, maybe half price here, less than half, a little bit more than half price. So this is great, 50% basically reduction, especially good for tanks. Obviously, we've been dealing with a lot of this shit. So this is a nice one for tanks, and obviously warriors. The block tax has always been a thing for them. This is great to see that they're no longer gonna have to deal with this. What's up, Show? Good morning, man. Weapons typically are made from steel, so they can take a beating. That's right, Conese. If we're going to talk straight up lore, this is true. The good thing is in the game. In terms of lore, obviously durability has always been a thing. It makes sense. These kinds of things exist in many MMOs. Durability is not new to World of Warcraft, but the block tax and other things like that did seem to be a bit punishing on tanks in particular. So this is great to see, a nice change. Good to see as again. Well, it's a common theme here. Honestly, we could talk shit about Blizzard all we want. They have been listening to feedback. As long as it's not an AI bot and we're putting in a ticket, the actual devs have been listening to feedback, and this was a big change for them to put in. So I can't understate how important this one is. This is pretty good. Moving on here, speaking of armor, not about durability necessarily, but about acquiring armor. Plenty of ways now to do it in 12.0.7, specifically for your alts. You'll be able to use, and I've talked about this before, 100 field accolades to purchase champion track warbound caches. And these are specific armor slots, whereas before it was a random one. And you can send these to your alts. So using field accolades to do that is very, it's going to be pretty profitable, I guess you could say, for these guys, because really setting them up with champions gear is going to set them up to start doing ritual sites and other things, and you can basically quickly take off into doing Mythic Plus. So that's a great thing. Also, you'll be able to purchase her gear with Void Light Marl, champion level gear with Void Light Marl, getting the Quel'Thalas equipment chest. These pieces are still random, so there's no guarantee, what you're going to get, but that's also another piece that you'll be able to use with your alts to gear out. So, I mean, plenty of ways to gear out. When it comes to your main, they did add in the 750 field accolades for a specific hero track piece of item. So that's great to see. You'll be able to, in 12.0.7, buy specific hero track slot items for your character. So if you're still lacking on any specific slot in terms of hero track, you'll be able to quick fill that out. And what's great about that is if you gear out right your alt, say with the champions gear that we just talked about, Baldicus. Yeah, thank you for that comment, Goal. You fill out your champions gear slots, right? What's great about that is you start to build up field accolades on that alt, you play them a little bit more, you can quickly fill out these heroic slots with your accolades on that character and get to a point where you can start to upgrade gear quickly, convert over crests into heroic crests, and just really boost your character pretty damn quickly. So this is great. I mean, most alt-friendly expansion ever. I feel like that's a theme now every expansion, and it continues to be here. So good stuff to see there. Now moving on to the transmog, guys. There is so much transmog in 12.0.7, especially from these new zones they're adding, these heroic world tiers and everything else, and we're about to get a lot more. So these just dropped on the PTR. We're getting a new set and some new ethereal themed weapons. That's right, some really cool looking ethereal themed weapons and void themed weapons. Whether you're doing a Nazjatal, you'll be getting ethereal weapons, or Val, you'll be getting these void themed weapons, and you can actually purchase these. So the way this is going to work is you can purchase these ethereal packs from Kiffin, one of the vendors NPCs in both zones. If you choose to go with the ethereal pack route, it'll cost you 250 field accolades. Field accolades feel like they're becoming a transmog thing at this point. And basically, if you're capped out on gear, that's what they are used for. This bulging ethereal pack, I mean, that sounds like something, I don't know, ethereal bulges is what we're talking about in this game now. But anyways, added in this build, rewards random ethereal weapons. There are 12 weapons that you can get from this. It's worth noting that this is not the only source of these weapons. They can also drop from Hala Hadar pocket storage treasures found in Nazjatal itself. So if you're doing this shit, you'll probably get a chance at winning these as well. Pay to win, pay to transmog, really. So these are what the weapons look like. One thing Blizzard's doing a lot lately, I don't know if they're trying to get us used to loot boxes or something, but there's a lot of this random shit where you buy, remember even the tier sets they do this with, you buy a treasure box or you buy a satchel, and then there's a random item in there, whatever it is. You can't really target these. Maybe they'll patch it in later on, some kind of hotfix later that you'll be able to actually target which weapon you want. But these weapons look really cool. They have a really distinct glow to them, obviously a very ethereal look to them, and I think these are great looking weapons. This two-handed sword, absolutely great. It's up here pictured in this. Nice looking sword for sure. And then on top of that, as beautiful as all these weapons look, there's also this purple Winter Veil set, or Winter Val. Look at this one. We got two different shoulders that you can purchase with this, and then the rest of this is very much that it's the same kind of set that we've seen on the trading post a couple times, but a purple version of this. The bulging winter pack added in this build can also give you a Void Touch Transmog set. Rewards a random piece from this set. The set covers all main armor slots besides bracers and offers, as I said, two different shoulders. So you can purchase this one as well from the Dominar storage vessel treasures found in Val. So Nice looking transmog and nice looking weapons, but that's not all the weapons we're getting. That's right, we got even more coming. So these are really cool. We have these lost armament weapons, and they just got easier to get. So one lesser known reward right now of Void Incursions is the lost armament weapons. These are weapons and recolors of older weapons found in the game. We're talking about Amani weapons, Elven weapons, Nagas, and Twilight's Blade weapons. These look really cool. Basically, what you're going to do here, as of right now in 12.0.5, these weapons have a very low drop rate from your recruits' caches, obtained by completing void strikes. Patch 12.0.7 helps with this grind by introducing new field pouches. These are sold by cosmetic vendor Triam Dawnsetter for 150 dark particles each. They provide a much more reliable way to obtain these weapons. So let's check out these lost armaments here. First of all, we have the Amani one coming from the bulging Amani field pouch. Man, who came up with this name? I mean, why are we talking about bulges for all these races now? But anyways, some got to rethink this shit. The bulging Amani field pouch, here we go. We can get yourself some weapons here. Obviously, Amani themed, some pretty cool looking stuff. As Amani themed shit doing it for you. Actually, this is a cool looking one-handed sword, I'll be honest. Some pretty decent looking stuff. We got a shield here, a little staff and everything else. Yeah, decent. I mean, obviously Amani themed. These look pretty good. You'll notice there's like kind of an older look to these. A lot of these are recolors, as I said before, of older weapons. There's too many currencies this expansion. That's a problem every expansion, I'll be honest. But yes, there are a lot of currencies. One thing about Midnight is there's a ton of different ways to gear out, more than ever before, and each different way has a freaking different currency. I do agree, that is a problem right now. We have the Elven themed armaments from the Elven Bulge. That's right, the bulging Elven field pouch. And this one also, yeah, what, damn, this Void Thelysian great bow is actually pretty nice. The Sun Fury Phoenix bow, I remember this, man. Getting this thing back in the day was great as a hunter. This is like a more orange color, so it looks like all of these weapons got a more orangey color variation to them. This was more yellow before, if I remember how the original looks more. The Sun Fury, great bulk word. This is a nice looking shield. Some good looking stuff. Not too upres. Oh, this one right here. The Ornate Blade of the Royal Guard. This is a nice one-handed sword. Okay, moving on to these Naga themed weapons for your playable Naga. That's right, that's happening for sure. We have these, you can hit with a fish. The Diseased Piranha Fetish. Okay. So a nice little fishy boy here. I believe this fish animated it like dangles down when you're holding it. The Bulwark, yes. Deep Sea Behemoth Scale. We have a living staff here. Some decent looking Naga stuff. I mean, if I had to pick what's the best looking one, probably the fish. Fish is definitely one that a lot of people have been wanting to get and probably will get from this. So that's nice. Also, I believe this is random, right? These things give you random shit, so you can't really pick which thing you're gonna get. I just did read that earlier, that is random. So you're gonna have to buy a couple times to get the fish, maybe. But yeah, lots of recolors. That's what these are. These are all recolors. And then here we have the Twilight's Blade Lost Armament. So very much purpley themed Twilight's Blade shit here. A badass looking shield, honestly. The Twilight's Blade Barrier shield. This is a nice one for sure. We have a few other weapons here. Damn, this Ritual Overseer's Pole Staff. That's a pretty nice one, actually. This is great for Warlocks, if any Warlocks. Actually, all these weapons are great for Warlocks, if I'm being honest. This nice one-handed sword here, a dagger. They got a two-hander in here, a two-handed mace, not bad. This Warglave's pretty nice, too. So some nice-looking stuff. I mean, all this stuff's going to be gettable. Pretty good-looking weapons. A lot of good-looking transmog for sure coming. And yes, more currencies. So get out there, get your currencies, and check out those bulges, boys, because it looks like you're going to be able to get some weapons out of them. Finally, we also have the June trading post, right? We know patch 12.0.7 is dropping in June, and we also know we're getting a new trading post. That's right. So check this one out here. We got a couple different things coming in terms of armor sets. We also have some really good-looking mounts and pets. Here we go. We have the Dusk-Painted Sunrock mount. This is a variation of that eagle that we've seen a couple times now. The gold, it's really a golden red version, the other one. This one's more of a brown coloration. Very nice. Definitely it's got a Tauren theme to it with the wood. You're going to notice that is kind of the theme of this entire trading post set, is a lot of like Tauren, sun themed stuff. So pretty good looking mount here. I'll definitely want to get that one. Also, we have the Sand Scarab pet.
We have a realm to destroy.
Epiphany. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to our Scourge. We have the Sand Scarab pet. This is another one that you'll be able to get a nice little pet there. We also have 2 returning mounts, I believe, up here. The Dusk Painted Sunrock mount. Oh, is the one I just looked at in the Sun Scarab pet. Typically, you have returning mounts, so that's what I was looking for there. Oh, here it is. The Reigns of the Spotted Black Riding Goat is coming back. The Cold Flame Chimera. And the Dust Painted Sunrock is one that we just looked at here. Show, thank you for the follow, man. Welcome to our Scourge. For Armor Transmog appearances, as I said before, you're going to notice the theme here. The Woody Boy, it's all wooded up, ready to go with the sun-looking stuff, too, as well. This is a great... Every Tauren should go purchase all the shit on this trading post, if I'm being honest. We have this one right here. We also have the Sunbringers Painted Battle Garb. Glorious. Absolutely glorious. You got 2 big wooden eagles on your shoulders. The sun-related stuff here, the sun god stuff. Man, this is a good-looking set. If you're a paladin and you're not rocking this as a Tauren, you're just not playing the game right. Should I say Epi is fine? You know, I'm gonna mess up everybody's names. That's just a common theme around here. So welcome to the club. I've officially slaughtered your name. No problem. Maybe the correct pronunciation will suddenly hit Sam. Never. We also have flowers in the hair. You know, flowers in general, just a common theme in WoW these days. You got to have flowers at every single trading post. So here you go, your little crown of flowers for anybody who wants that. Also a back totem. That's right, get totemed up. Look at this one here. A nice looking totem on the back. Again, if you're a Tauren and you're not rocking a totem on your back, you're not playing the game right. You're just not playing the game right. So good looking stuff here as well. We have a bunch of other items here, costing you a few traders tender, and then this glorious looking weapon. Look at this thing. We got this is a one-handed sword. Damn, that's a big ass one-hander. The Sunbringer's Torchblade. I thought this was a two-hander when I first saw it. Let's read this thing. Blessed and forged during a solar eclipse. This blade bears the searing fury of Anshe. Ooh, Anshe themed stuff here. What does that mean? A little bit of hint at what's to come, maybe. So good looking sword there for sure. We also have this one here, the Sunbringer's Totemic Edge, a one-handed axe. Huge big boy right there. These weapons are actually freaking massive. And then right here we have this Dusk Runner's Torchblade, a color variation on the one we just looked at up here. So this is like a darker version of it, a dusk version of it, I guess you could say. And then we have another dusk version of this one here, a darker version of the axe. Good looking stuff for sure. I actually want to get some of these. So we have this mount reward, the Flame Painted Sunrock mount. Oh, is this the end of this month's bonus reward? Oh, I just read that mount earlier, not knowing it was the bonus reward. So there it is. This is the bonus reward. So for filling out your trader's log, this one's going to be good. Yeah, Bovine Big, indeed. So this is your end of trading post mount. I didn't realize that's what this was. So good looking mount, good reason to fill out your trading post. And hey, grind out those traders, boys. I have a ton of traders tenders, so I'm going to buy a lot of this shit. I actually think the June trading post is pretty nice. Looking at all this stuff, plenty of transmog coming, plenty more news coming, boys. And for now, that is all in terms of news.